my Capricorn collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross-watchers. Welcome to your timeless Path of True Love reading with an extended reading. Can you believe it? I am your reader, Mark Angelo Lyons, Mal for short. They're my initials. I'm not bad. It's just spelled that way. I am a professional witch, a professional intuitive, a little Jessica Rabbit there for you. President of Joining the Circle Productions since 1998. It has been my sterling sense of humor that has kept me in business this long, believe me. I am the author of 2 books, one which is called Spell Ingredients from a Professional Witch, and one called Words of Grace from a Professional Witch. Words of Grace, you can see the Kindle version if you like, previewed if you click the link in the description box, but the original PDF, which is quite a bit much compared to what's on Kindle, well, that's over on Patreon, of course it is, along with Spell Ingredients. You can purchase that without being a subscriber in our shop. They gave us a shop. I'm so psyched. Lots of cool digital media over there for you to peruse. But all of my subscribers on Patreon get 3 benefits in common. Number 1, they get a daily check-in when I send them an unlisted YouTube live stream link, so they can literally chat with me about the day's astrological weather, the magical applications, the spiritual implications of said astrological weather, always ending with a prayer, a blessing, a little something to send us on our way, a little meditational, grounding, centering. Best way for me to start my day, considering what I do for a living. Second benefit they get is access to all of the extended readings, including this one, the part 2 to this part 1 on YouTube. All of my extended readings are timeless. They are all relationship-based or oriented, soul contracts and all that, twin flame, soulmate, true love, blah, blah, blah. So they get all of those past, present, and future. Most of them are over an hour long, so if you like detail, I am a Virgo. So, I'm your witch for that one. But they also get, as the third benefit, an extensive discount on private sessions with me in person, which doesn't happen that often. Whether I gotta travel, all of that. We'll talk about that at the end of the video. If you want to wait for that, I believe the end of the video is that way. And what's the other thing they get? Oh, I remember. We have 2 7-day free trials available for Seeker and Human, our first 2 levels of subscription. You can stay with us for 7 days. Check it out. Bail the last day. I'm fine with it, but buyer beware, or I should say non-buyer beware. Everyone who has taken a 7-day free trial has stayed a subscriber because I'm a lot of fun, very good at what I do. I'm going to be 55 years old in less than a month at the time of this timeless recording. Yeah, I know, don't look at things. A little witchcraft and some rapid wrinkle repair go a very long way. So absolutely check out the store. You can follow us, which is, just being a follower, you don't have access to the proprietary information, the data that my subscribers get, but I do post a lot of public stuff. So click the link, check it out, and come and play on Patreon, because I am the Archangel of Lions, Mark Angelo Lyons. You just call me Mal. And Capricorn, Eeyore archetypes bring out the Tigger in me big time. I've said over and over and over again, I got a crush on the entire side of Capricorn, but that's a trine for you being a Virgo, I suppose. So let's get down to business. We'll do some explanation for the new Capricorns and Crosswatchers. Then we'll get to the divination. Feel free to jump ahead. Just do understand these spreads change pretty much every time I do them, particularly in the extendeds. So, welcome, new Capricorns and Crosswatchers. We are essentially doing a Path of True Love read using the Celtic Cross. There is a video in the description box, a preface to this particular series of readings. I did it a couple of years ago. I need to update it eventually. I'll get there. A lot on my to-do list nowadays. But the Path of True Love is your hero's journey, your healing journey, your spiritual path, whatever you want to call it, your ascension trajectory through the lenses of your relationships. Relationships are the means through which most of our lessons come. And so it's a Celtic Cross. There'll be party number 1, party number 2. We're dealing with it like a contract. I was raised by a lawyer. And you could be in either one, right? You got to feel that one out. And there's a lot of chakra stuff, like every pretty much card, every position, I should say, in the Celtic Cross has chakric significance. So you can feel that out if you like. Now, let's say I wrote this down 15 cards you'll get in part 1, another 18 cards you'll get in part 2, a total of 33 cards with the extended. I used a calculator. I did not do that in my head. Please don't make me do math. That's why we have Capricorns. Yeah, I'm a Virgo, I'm a Pisces moon and Leo rising. Go fig. In this one, well, I'll explain. We're going to get 2 Caroline Myss archetype cards. One for party number 1, party number 2, that represents the dominant pattern in your 8th chakra, sending down the codes to all the other chakras, right? The powers you are alchemizing from shadow to light, lead to gold, pain to peace, toxic to healthy. We'll get there as we go along. Then we will get 10 Mythic Tarot. Juliet Sharman Burke's beautiful deck. I've been reading this since the 80s, this deck. Not this exact one, but you know what I mean. This will be giving us the chakras, the lower 3 chakras, right? So we'll get the 8th chakra in part 1 and the lower 3 relationships in the physical world. Tribal relationships, one-on-one relationships. 2nd chakra for sure is going to be this with 2 people, as well as solar plexus, your relationship to yourself in the world. We will be using 10 Daughters of the Moon Tarot in the extended reading to get the heart, third eye crown, to fill in the blank what's going on behind the scenes. But to complete part number 1, get 2 Whispers of Love Oracle by Angela Hartfield, one for the higher self of each party number 1, party number 2 collective. We will be using her Whispers of Lord Ganesha to remove obstacles on the path of true love in part 2, and we will be ending with a Matt Kahn Healing Mantra card. And it doesn't matter which side you are, the mantra is there to help you heal, because we are the common denominator in all of our relationships. So if this one is romantic and if that's what you're looking for, great. But if it's about a parent, a friend, a boss, a coworker, a whoever, a whatever, you heal a little bit in that contract. It shifts all the other contracts in your life, moving you to a more golden rather than leaded timeline. I love the language of spiritual alchemy with lead and gold. Lead having 3 more atoms than gold, therefore heavier. The path of true love is designed to give us the opportunity to no longer delay the alchemy that cannot be prevented, because we've been doing these contracts over and over and over for lifetimes on this planet. I don't know about elsewhere, maybe, I don't know, starseeds, whatever. So, yeah, let's get up into it. I think that's enough explanation. Both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will. I promise you, I will do the best to help anybody on the path of true love, because as one of us heals, all of us heal, and that's why cross-watchers in particular, you have the opportunity to do your alchemy and to help the one you are cross-watching for in the Capricorn Collective do the same, to be a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser being unto themselves and into your own self, right? Because as one of us heals, all of us heal, because that's holographic unity. Boom. So, let's do this. The shift from that explanation, which I am glad to do. I am a spiritual teacher. I've been practically my whole life. To the divination, which I am born and sacredly contracted to do. That shift happens in the still point. Let's go there. Let's see if we can have fun with this, shall we? Please take a nice deep breath. This is the wonderful thing about tears. Tears are wonderful things. Still point. Ooh, pantheonic override. Oh boy. As I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine for the Capricorn Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Signs, and Cross-Watchers who are watching this video and drawn to this reading. Beloved ones, what are the dominant 8th chakra archetypes in this Capricorn Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Sign, and Cross-Watcher timeless path of true love reading? What's going on in the 8th chakra of party number 1? Well, it's a little humid today. The cards are a little resistant. So please, my beloved pantheons, party number 1, dominant 8th chakra, giving them the indication of the work needed on the hero's journey aspect. To alchemize our shadow to light, lead to gold, pain to peace, toxic to healthy, fear to love. Party number 2. There we go. These are in the title. Let's see how brave you are. Oh, you're going to have to be brave for this one. Oh, wow. Anybody who's watching this one, congratulations. Just that you've watched, that you even clicked on it, because we got an Addict and Martyr archetype contract here. So here's the thing, all archetypes are neutral, right? It's like the power of fire. It depends what you use it for, right? A scale from shadow to light, lead to gold, pain to peace. And I'm doing that with these cards because on the bottom is written the shadow attribute, an indication of the stuff, you know, the lead, the toxic, the fear, the stuff, the patterning that we incarnated into. The gold is the light. It is, so it is wonderful as it sounds, as toxic as it is, and it's lead and vice versa, right? These sound horrible, but in their light, they are so powerful. So we've got the Addict, party number 1. And this is a wild card family. There are 9 different families, so it can show up in any way, shape, or form. It's not always drugs and alcohol. It already goes to that first. It could be anything. And a divine family archetype of the Martyr. Now, the Martyr has ancient, scriptural, mythological context to it, but the Addict's always been on the planet too, right? It's not like that just happened in the past 50 years. Well, I am 55. I'm sure addictions existed before I was born, right? And these addictions can be passed down too, you know, in all sorts of different ways. And yeah, not just drugs and alcohol, but like codependence. It's an addiction, right? So let's look at party number 1. Now you already know the lead or the shadow. Compromises integrity and honesty, allows an addictive pattern to have authority over your inner spirit. Mace, M-Y-S-S, Ph.D., author of Sacred Contracts and Anatomy of the Spirit, both of which have really designed this spread that I've been doing for a really long time now. So, you know, we all have our addictions, right? What about addiction to being right? Addiction, I don't know, to always getting your way, right? There's all sorts of schemata in there. It's not just about what you take into your body. Second chakra and throat chakra are the 2, I'm not going to say only, chakras involved in addiction, but I think if you do the research, you'll find that to be true. One-on-one relationships, as well as choices, decisions, and willpower. So the light attribute helps you recognize and confront addictive behavior, maybe even in other people, because someone can also be addicted to martyrdom. Believe me, I was raised with it. The shadow attribute, addiction to self-pity. Well, there you go. I forgot those were the words there, and still, there it is. The light attribute, and I love this, learning the transcendent nature of service to oneself or a cause. And there is a means by which we can take our desires, the things we really, really, really want, and link them to service, right? It's like, whatever this is, may it be a service, may it serve the well-being of all. That is the transcendent nature of service, both to all of life as well as to yourself. So, you know, both of these very powerful in the gold. But Path of True Love, I mean, I've been saying it for a really long time now. It's not much of a hero's journey without demons, dragons, vampires, and villains, right? It ain't much of a superhero movie, at least, if there isn't a big bad, right? Even a video game, you want to beat the big bad on the level and level up, right? And that's what these readings are for. But it is like GPS, right? Looking down to like Google Maps, past, present, and future. So let's do just that. Mythic Tarot, lower 3 chakras, the masculine dynamic, looking at yourself from the outside, or you from the inside, looking at people, places, and things. Mirroring is a thing. It can be both. Please take a nice deep breath. We're going to put them down, face down. I love this part. Still point. God's override. As I call upon my gods of earth, the sign of Capricorn and powers of the north, please. 10 cards, face down, Celtic Cross, Path of True Love reading for this Capricorn collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, and their cross watchers who are watching this video and drawn to this reading. Party number 1 has the Addict in the 8th. What's going on? Lower 3 chakras. Party number 2, Martyr in the 8th. What's going on? Lower 3 chakras. What's at the core? They may not be aware of the subconscious influences unless they're really tuned in, turned on, tapped in, whatever, Abraham Hicks. Where have they been? What's behind them? What's in the behind of the Capricorn and the Crosswatcher? what's crowning, hovering over the head, because they're at a crossroads. So whatever is hovering over this, to make the happiest, healthiest, wealthiest, wisest, most empowering decision here at the crossroads, what do they need to know up there? What's crowning this? And what's before them, which is right around the river bend, just around, should they deal with this in the happiest, healthiest, most empowered, wisest way they can. The lesson from the outside looking in, what the universe is trying to teach them, how the world sees this contract as if we were to walk up and meet them on the street. Where are they on the hero's journey aspect, alchemizing fate to destiny, and what is the most probable outcome for this Capricorn collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Sign, and Crosswatcher, Addict, Martyr, contract on the path of true love. Haha, I looked. Let's look. So we got, as we know, party number 1, Addict in the 8th, and 3 of Wands on the outer. I like that. Very solar plexus, 3rd chakra, element of fire, right? Solar and all of that. Considering their loyalties, considering their boundaries, perhaps. Considering, can they do this with integrity? Can they move forward without compromising? Well, what's that shadow part there? Compromising integrity and honesty, right? Maybe an honest look at things. I like the 3 of Wands. I know, waiting for your ships to come in. But that is what you're willing to do and what you're not willing to do. We store our honor codes in the solar plexus. That's why when we're about to do something that's like in violation of our honor codes, our boundaries, it goes like that. So I pay wicked attention to that, particularly as a president of a company, right? That can be a delicate thing there. Can also be somebody saying, well, how much, okay, I made the choice, I'm here, but, you know, how long am I willing to, or what am I willing, what will I do, won't I do, what will I stand for, will I not stand for? Okay. Martyr, Archetype, party number 2 with the Wheel of Fortune, our first major arcana card, ladies and gentlemen, the Fates, all right? Just a weave-in and a spin-in and a clip-in and all of that. Look, it is a divine timing thing here for party number 2. It's also written, everything is. But in particular, if the Martyr, party number 2 with the Martyr, I really want to say it that way, might get that transcendent nature and be able to see the divine timing in all of this, that it's all been perfect and there's nothing to forgive because everything was to bring them to this crossroads. Strength. Heracles. I love the mythic tarot. Really, Greek mythology should be my first language. The Nemean lion, right? Having the courage on his 12 labors. I mean, he is the god of heroes, right? On the hero's journey. So there is immense strength in this, but it's going to take courage, right? Particularly an addict, if they've survived something, if they're in the gold, right? And they're like, no, if there's nothing wrong with being afraid of your own addictive patterns reoccurring, because they're in there. I mean, who's done with any of that stuff, right? It always in a process and a healing. And who ain't got, believe me, I'm raised with lawyers, talk about an addiction to being right and winning. So, you know, whatever this is, there's nothing wrong with some courage underneath it all that you may not have tapped into yet. And I would say for party number 2 with the Martyr, the courage to say, oh shit, this is something, this has to be dealt with. Right, sometimes that's enough, and for a Capricorn, you guys are usually good at saying, all right, if it's absolutely required, well, this is good. 6 of Pentacles. There is a balanced thing going on here, either for one or both of them. An equal give and take, right? Live and let live, fairly take and fairly give. Balanced, right? Not the 10 of Pentacles, but more than just the initial foundation of the 3 of Pentacles. We've got something that's harmonious here. Like in that, what's crowning? Our first court card, the King of Wands, the Aries card, Cardinal Fire, and a square to Cardinal Earth of Capricorn. This could be either one of them. This could be both of them if you want to see it that way. So the person does not necessarily have to have, you know, be an Aries sun sign in a general read, which is why I like private readings, because we can talk about that stuff, zero in on who that is. But certainly that can be first house dynamic, the ego, the personality, the self. right? Really taking care of the self, and yet initiatory, the first sign of the zodiac, the child of the zodiac, and cardinal fire, right? It's like, ooh, let's do it, right? Smack your head into it, right? If you ever dated an Aries, I've dated. I'm working on another book, boinking the belt. Look up the original meaning of zodiac, you'll see what I mean. Boinking the belt. Okay, so look, this could also be a very intense spark of passion, although I would expect the Ace of Wands to be here, but he's holding the Ace of Wands there. And by the way, that's Jason of Jason and the Argonauts, who's here in the Three of Wands, in the lower three chakras of party number 1 with the Addict archetype. Where is this headed? The moon, cloudy, with the chance of mystical meatballs, my beloved goddess Hecate, a titan, not an Olympian, folks. Older than the rest of them. I call her the queen of the crossroads. They call her a crone. She never appears as a crone to me. She's been with me since I was a little kid. Goddess of witches with Cerberus. Good boy, good boy, good boy, right? This is going to really mean that in terms of following your way through this, if you can really pay attention to your lower three chakras instinctively, right? May not make sense. It might just be intuitive. Every chakra has its own intuitive voice as you learn its language. It doesn't make life necessarily easier, but it does make it simple. Simple need not imply easy. Oh, they're lying to me. You feel it in the second chakra when you ask the right question inside. So I would say that this might be your way through with this. There's always an element of mystery on the path of true love, particularly the romantic stuff. Even with family, though, you never know. Depends on family. Mileage may vary on that one. But certainly with the Goddess of Witches before you, there is definitely, particularly with the Wheel of Fortune preceding it at the crossroads for party number 2 there. This doesn't feel horrible, but I guess, again, location, depending on who you are in a general read. The lesson, the Scorpio card. Now, again, a court card could be somebody, could be either one of them. Again, if you have anything in Aries, I would say then that's a clue, a tip, and a hint. And the same if you have the Queen of Cups, a Scorpio fixed. Water. Now that can also be that there is a lot of hidden emotion here, and particularly with the moon, that doesn't shock me. There might be very, very deep feelings here. I mean, this is starting to lean a little bit more towards a romantic thing, because we're usually not like that with family, right? Usually the people that you love are the people that you love, but it is also ruled by Pluto, right? Scorpio. So there may be an emotional transformation, some emotional alchemy going on here for one or both of them. 8th house Scorpio, other people's resources, mysticism, money, sex, power, all of that. So from the outside looking in terms of the lesson, but from the outside looking in at this, Ace of Cups. Now, the Ace, not the Ace of Cups, the Page of Cups. Narcissus is where we get the word narcissist from. Except he fell in love with his reflection. Narcissists can't see their own reflection. That's why they're vampires, darling. And I'm a slayer. Thanks, once bitten, never again. No, you just got to kill the one that sired them. Best thing about wooden stakes, after the vampires, you still got some left. They work on anybody. Terry Pratchett. So look, this is self-reflection. This could be both of them really taking the emotional message. I don't see pages as literal people, places, and things. Not like that. This might very well be a time of reflection, right? A message comes in, and most likely an intuitive message with a very water-dominant card, the moon, a Cancerian vibe with this Scorpio. This might really make no sense intellectually, right, at all. Like, we'll see with the Heart, Third Eye Crown in part 2. But certainly there's a lot of, it comes from a place of balance, right, in the past, but it's headed into mystery. That's why this could be any form of relationship. Let's see. The fate from the destiny comes from the 5 of Cups. Something is revealed. Now, In the Mythic Tarot, this is the entire suit of cups is the myth of Eros and Psyche, a true love romance if ever there was. Now, there is a link in the description box to a video, not my own, that tells a rather thorough version of it, but with like comic book panels, so it's rather entertaining. The Five of Cups is when, you know, Psyche, Greek for the word soul, where you get psychology and psychic and all of that from, and Eros, son of Aphrodite and Ares. They were already married at this point, but she's not allowed to look at him because he don't want her to look at him because he's the god of erotic love. He's like a walking aphrodisiac named after his mom, obviously. And so she prowls on. They're already married at this point, but her curiosity gets the best of her as a result of a visit from her sisters in the Four of Cups. And while after they do it, because he's really good at it and she's learning, she takes a oil lamp, right? And she's just like, I just want to see. And of course, she gives him a little hot oil treatment, very, very small one though. He wakes up, he goes, you broke your vow, poof, gone. And of course we have got 4 cups spilled, 1 cup still standing. Now it does end well, spoiler. I think it's a little late in the game to offer spoilers on Greek myth, but this is what is required, an emotional upset here in some way, shape, or form. Is it an argument? I don't know, but it's an awful lot of water. I gotta say, what's the last card here? What the most probable outcome? 5 of Pentacles. All right, so look, there may be new boundaries set here, or this could be a real physical change in this relationship. I don't see any card as wholly positive or wholly, W-H-O-L-Y, wholly negative. It's all a matter of alchemy, and because it's outcome that you can have some influence on, but can you take the journey? Can you see this as a hero's journey? Because, you know, is this being left out in the cold? Maybe. Is it a change? 5s are numbers of change, but a physical change? I mean, that could even mean a change of residence. That's why we got to look at what's behind it to really get. But we still have 3 more cards to hit the table to get you some clues, tips, hints, guidance, and grace from the Higher Self Collective for party number 1 and party number 2. So let's see. Please take a nice deep breath. I angled my chair so I could recline. It's Capricorn read. Still point. Higher selves override. I call upon the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above. I need 2 whispers of love. 1 for party number 1 with the Addict archetype, 3 of Wands on the outer, and 1 for party number 2, Martyr in the 8th, Wheel of Fortune on the outer. For party number 1, what is the information, inspiration, insight needed for party number 1 on the path of true love? Same for party number 2 with the Martyr. In this Capricorn Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Sign, and Cross Watcher Path of True Love reading. Party number 1, consider your foundations. This is a good card. You are being asked to look at how committed you are to love. 3 of Wands, right? And do you have the courage to pull this off and possibly initiate this? Move it forward, maybe. Party number 2, practice compassion. See things from a different perspective. Hopefully a higher perspective, that transcendent nature. So I'd say party number 2, the moment you start martyring, because we all do, I mean, it happens to everybody. No, that's okay, I'll do the grunt work, you go out. No, we've all done it, it's all right. But it is lead asking to be alchemized into gold. So to get the transcendent nature of this, I think, is going to help party number 2, regardless of any relationship or anything, because it's just true. And like I said, I was born into my genetic heritage, both sides of the family. Let's just say martyrdom is no stranger. So I sort of learned that language pre-verbally, right? So, you know, there's just patterning we pick up along the way. That's not who we are, but the opportunity to alchemize that into gold, both, as well as addicts, right? It's very that. Because someone can be, right, addicted to self-pity. So there's probably more mirroring here, I would say, for a general read than usual because of that connection. All right, last card down. Last card down. I do go on, but I love what I do. Right? Would you rather me just kind of speed it up and give you keywords? Never. I'm a Virgo. The MacCon healing mantra. Doesn't matter which one you are here. This will help things along, but it only works if you work it. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Ascended Masters Override. As I call upon the Ascended Masters of True Love, and there are way more of you than anybody would really imagine or conceive, please, like standing in the middle of the UN, please, one card in clarity, I ask you, beloved Ascended Masters of True Love, on behalf of the Capricorn Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and their cross watchers who are watching this video, who perhaps you drew to this reading, some of them, maybe all of them, I don't know, I'm not in charge of that. Please, what is your guidance, your grace, your loving, powerful message in the form of a MacCon healing mantra to help them alchemize the shadow to light, the lead to gold, the pain to peace, the toxic to healthy, the fear to love, the illusions to truth on the path of true love. Inviting ecstasy, I am worthy of all the pleasure my heart desires. I know all of these mantras, but I haven't memorized everything in the bookie book, and he does a really good job. Now look, for the Addict in particular, I think you're going to love that. I don't mean to say it. Someone who has the Addict archetype in the 8th chakra, there's a lot to say. This is my favorite one, bar none. I mean, there are other ones that are great. It's not like I prioritize them. I should, though. Mal's top 10. Inviting ecstasy. I am worthy of all the pleasure my heart desires. Thank you very much. That's not in here. That's my addition. When ecstasy is invited, you feel aligned and ready to receive the miraculous and joyful gifts of experience the universe is ready to provide you. So it is an invitation. It is a vibrational invitation, this mantra. Ecstasy acts as a cosmic green light that grants your destiny permission to enter. Here's the big one for party number 1. In many instances, pain can be healed and released once a healthy relationship with pleasure is established. It means you don't have to have it perfected. Established, right? This mantra is ideal for increasing self-worth, elevating levels of excitement, and allowing bigger dreams. So considering all archetypes have lead, as I said, right? Well, general rates. But the hero's journey part of this, the courage that it's going to take to do this, I could see how it would start with an invitation, like a call to the hero's journey. The hero always refuses the call at first, and then calamity happens to the first Star Wars movie. I mean, A New Hope, not that you know what I mean. Luke Skywalker in the desert. Sand people, that's what happens. Sand people. Easier ways to exfoliate in my experience. So, putting this together, we'll do a blessimation in a minute, but I really want to say what's on the table right here. Yes, there is going to be some disruption here. It would have to be, because there is change coming in order to get you from the 5 to the 6. Now, you've got the 6 of Pentacles, behind you here. So you have a nice foundation here. And again, the nature of the relationship, nothing is screaming romance, but we got another 18 cards. And we've got a Taurus cat. Taurus, my howling Melchior, like a howling monkey, my howling Melky. So let's do the blessimation, and then we'll chat a little bit at the end if you want to hang for it. Let's do this one more time. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Pantheonic override. We end as we began. As I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine for the Capricorn Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers who are watching this video and drawn to this reading, may they be blessed with all that they need so that party number 1 can help recognize and confront addictive behavior, including the addictive behavior of others, and that party number 2 can learn the transcendent nature of service to life and to themselves. And it's going to take great courage, but it's in there. like Prego. It's in there. It's in there in the subconscious. That strength is just the courage to open the heart. But we'll see in part 2 what's going on in the heart there. And with the Six of Pentacles behind them, definitely a nice moving foundation. You know, a good equal give and take with the Six of Pentacles there. But, you know, is this somebody new coming in? Is this one of them? Is it both of them? Regardless, it is Cardinal Fire, Aries energy. Definitely initiatory, but probably also saying this could be more about self-love, self-care, self-healing right now, particularly with those 5s in the larger picture. And that brings them into a time of mystery where all the thoughts and beliefs and all of that stuff might not serve as much, we'll see in part 2, but to really trust and listen to and act on with courage and strength their lower 3 chakra intuition as they go, because there are deep transformative energies at play within one or both of them there. Helen of Troy, face that launched 1,000 ships. Again, easier ways to exfoliate. That Scorpio vibration, an emotional transformation, or just very, very deep held emotion here. And with the Page of Cups from the outside looking at them, how the world sees this is an opportunity. It is a message. It is the Ace of Cups that the Page offers here, but definitely a time for reflection, or maybe there is an offering here of an offer of love and emotion, but yet there is some disruption here. The Five of Cups, a change of emotion. If we want to keep it purely in the numerological, maybe something is revealed that is upsetting, but with 4 cups spilled, there is still one standing. And so the most probable outcome, may they be blessed with what they need to endure these 5s, because it is very rare we see a 5 and a 5 in the destiny and the outcome, although it makes perfect sense. That change is necessary, and they're both in the feminine elements, water and earth. The masculine are air and fire. And yet there is fire in this reading. There is spirit, the major arcana, right? We've got earth. The only element that seems to be missing is air, interestingly enough, and that would make sense if no one's talking about what's going on. So may they be blessed, party number 1, to consider their foundation. They're being asked to look at how committed they are to love, and starting within, one would think. And that party number 2 can practice compassion, seeing things from a different perspective by inviting ecstasy, because they are worthy of all the pleasure their hearts desire. So may they be blessed with all that they need to heal, to grow, to learn, to evolve, to alchemize their shadow to light, lead to gold, pain to peace, toxic to healthy, fear to love, illusions to truth, for their well-being. Being a hero on the hero's journey rather than a villain. For their well-being, for a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser world. For the well-being of all, it covers everything. And with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. So mote it be. And so it is. Oh, I love the new music. Thank you, Janet. Yes, I hear it in my head. Clairaudience for fun and profit. That's fun. Hopefully this is for profit. So if you liked the video, please do hit the thumbs up and subscribe and all of that. It just helps other people find part 1 and part 2, which you can do on Vimeo. I always put it up on Vimeo.com if you want a pay-per-view. Or you can come check it out on Patreon. No, seriously, all of my subscribers get part 2 automatically. It's just as soon as it's up, it's out, they get it. And they also get them daily check-ins and the extensive discount private readings with me, which I'm glad to do. It is really my ultimate divinatory art form, is one-on-one readings. Cut my teeth on the Rider-Waite deck when I was 12 years old. Born for it? Yeah, I think so. I like to think so. But also, there's just so much cool stuff going over there, and you can certainly check us out for 7 days for free as a seeker or human. But like I said, everyone who has done that has stayed a subscriber, because I'm a lot of fun and I know what I'm talking about. And And if you'd like to book me for one of them, their private sessions, there's a video in the description box you can watch here on YouTube called Booking Private Sessions with Mal, spiritual counseling, readings, in person, Zoom recorded, all of that. It explains everything there, and I say over and over and over again that I've never turned anybody away because of lack of money. I can't. That would destroy me to do that. That's not who I am. Where there's a witch, there's a way. I'm a witch. We can work it out. There's a way. As well as it's a fun video. My mom likes it, and we're keeping it because of that. And it's my favorite thing to do is really read people one-on-one. So particularly in a soul contract thing, you know how to reach me now. Just watch the vid. It's all in the description box. And most importantly, though, I gotta say, I love how the Inviting Ecstasy card sums this all up. I could see one or both of them, Six of Pentacles, getting the solid equal give and take in their life. And then there's this whole other challenge that comes up, particularly if this is friends becoming romantic, or if, this is something that has happened before. But then again, I could see this just as easily as dealing with a family member or anyone else. So comment if you feel like it, if you can, because I'd like to know. Otherwise, it's sort of like being dropped down in the middle of a When Harry Met Sally and have no idea how it ends. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you. I love my Capricorn, so thank you for serving me by watching this video. It is you who I serve. Wishing you the very, very best and the very, very blessed of the path of true love, my beloved sea goats. Heal, hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.